I'll just catch the next one. Hey gang, Howard here. I'm half a mile underground in the Sudan mine in northern Minnesota. The Sudan mine is one of the most famous iron ore mines in the world. I know you're thinking, hey Howard, what are you doing in that creepy place? And what's a mine anyway? A mine is where people get precious metals or minerals from the earth. Metals like gold, silver, and copper, and minerals like iron ore or coal. This particular mine is an iron ore mine, which from 1884 to 1962 then mined iron ore for the steel company. The steel companies melted down the iron ore to make, you guessed it, iron, that really heavy metal that people use to make buildings and bridges with. What about the other mines? Let's go have a look. Then we'll come back here and have a closer look at the Sudan mine. There are all kinds of different mines. There are gold mines, copper mines, silver mines, oil mines, coal mines, land mines.
Mining is the process of taking mineral substances from the earth. Even though there are lots of different minerals that can be mined, there are really only two different kinds of mines: underground mines and surface mines. Underground mining is used when the minerals are deep below the surface of the earth. Some of the minerals that are mined underground include coal, iron ore, gold, rubies, diamonds, and others. Take iron ore, for example. Most of the iron ore that is mined comes from Russia, Brazil, and the Vermilion Range in northern Minnesota. Let's look at an underground mine and see how it works. An underground mine is basically a series of vertical and horizontal passages. The main vertical passage is called the shaft. This is used to transport equipment and miners in and out of the mine. It is also used to take valuable minerals out of the mine. In this case, it's iron ore. This is all done with an elevator that is called a lift cage. The lift cage is operated by cables from the engine house, which is on the surface. Inside the mine are horizontal passages. Each of these are called the drift. Inside the drift is a train track, and this is how the miners get to where the iron ore is. Once the miners get to the ore body, they would climb up a small hole called a raise to the actual ore mining area. This area is called the stope. Here is how the underground mining process works. Surface mining is used when the minerals are at or close to the surface of the earth. The minerals mined by surface mining include coal, iron, gold, copper, diamonds, marble, granite, and others. There are different methods of surface mining, depending on what the miners are trying to get. For example, strip mining is used for coal. For strip mining, a power shovel is used to move the top layer of earth that covers the coal. This layer is called the overburden. After the waste rock is moved, it sits in piles that are called spoils. Then the exposed coal is removed and shipped off in large trucks or trains. After all the coal has been mined, ugly waste piles and open pits remain, so the miners fill in the pits and sometimes even plant trees and grass. Most of the world's coal comes from the United States, Russia, and China. Another kind of surface mining is called open pit mining. This method is used when there are large deposits of minerals, like copper or iron ore, in hard rock. With open pit mining, sometimes whole mountains are removed and large pits that look like huge salad bowls are dug. When digging an open pit mine, the miners make a series of ledges called benches. The benches are connected by ramps so that the trucks carrying the rock can just drive out. Gold mining, like some other kinds of mining, can be on the surface or underground.
Howdy, partner. Whoa, it's hot, isn't it? There, I staked my claim. What for? For a gold mine, of course. Back in 1849, James W. Marshall of Sutter's Mill struck gold here out west in California. It was the beginning of the great gold rush. People came a-rushing from way across the country as far as the East Coast and even from other countries. Since the great gold rush started in 1849, these folks were called Miner 49ers. That's me, I'm Howard, the 49er miner. Once the miners discovered a promising vein of gold, they'd stake a claim and started digging. What's staking a claim? Well, most of this land wasn't claimed yet. All you had to do was mark your boundaries with a stake. A wooden stake, not the kind that you eat. Not that that stopped them from sprinkling steak sauce all over the ground. Ain't saying they did, ain't saying they didn't, that's for sure. Get back, you varmint! Hey! Yuck! They didn't. Anyhow, once you stake your claim, you'd start mining for gold in the mountains or anywhere else. Some folks, they used a pick and a shovel, and other folks, they'd use dynamite and start blasting. Now that's serious mining. Hey, varmint, get away, this is my stuff! Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, I'm panning for gold, 'cause I can't afford to mine. Oh, my... And still others were paying for gold in a stream or a creek. Oh, here we go. Rock, yuck. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Oh, look at this one. This. Rock, yuck. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling Clementine. Ooh. Nobody. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Quartz. I like that. Whoa. Hey. Look. I'd have been a lousy miner 49er. Oh. Oh. Dang creek.
Hey, gang. We're back here at the Sudan iron ore mine in northern Minnesota. This is Jim Essig. He's the assistant manager here at the mine. Jim, we're going to go down to the mine. How are we going to get there?
Well, the hoistman just brought us the cages. This is a cage right here. We'll be loading up on that, and then we'll be traveling down about a half mile in the shaft itself.
Wow. And so the vertical tunnel that goes down to the mine is called the shaft?
The shaft, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
The first shipment of Sudan iron ore was delivered on July 31st, 1884. By 1892, just 8 years later, some 1,800 men worked at the Sudan mine. That year, 568,471 tons of iron ore were shipped to the steel mills in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Gary, Indiana, and Cleveland, Ohio. As technology improved, the amount of men needed to work the mine decreased to only 240. Following World War II, the cost of production became too expensive, and the mine could no longer compete with the new palletized taconite ore mines of the nearby Mesabi Range. The Sudan mine ceased operation on December 15, 1962. A few years later, the U.S. Steel Company donated the Sudan iron ore mine to the state of Minnesota to be used as a state park.
Wow. Hi. Wow, that was fun. How fast did that thing go?
About 10 miles an hour.
Wow. Where are we now, Jim?
We just got down to Shaft Station.
Uh-huh.
And right now we're going to load up on a train and we'll go up the drift up to where we do the ore.
Great. Let's go. Hey, Jim, what's this tunnel called?
The tunnel we're in is called the drift.
The drift, right. And how long is this track?
It's about 3/4 of a mile in length. We're at about the halfway point right now.
So this isn't the actual iron ore that they mine, right?
No, we've still got a good, almost a half mile to go. Right now we're in a rock called Ely Greenstone. It's a waste rock. Miners did use it in the mining process a little bit later on. I'll show you how that works.
Okay. How old is Ely Greenstone? What are you telling me? It's really old?
Really, really old. Dates back about 2.8 billion years old.
Oh, that's older than my parents.
Okay, we just got up to the stope area.
Uh-huh.
What we have to do is clamp the ladder. This is where the miners come to work every morning and every shift change.
So this is how they actually get up to the stove?
To the working area itself, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
This is the stove. This is where we take out the iron ore from. Yeah, Howard, this is the stove. This is the area the miners take the ore out. In fact, this whole area we're standing in here used to be iron ore.
Really?
What they do is they come in, they use compressed air drills and dynamite, blast the rock loose from the walls and from the ceiling. When it lands on the floor, they scrape it over to holes in the floor called raises. That drops down another 30 feet right into the front of where the EMCO loader sits. They'll load it with the EMCO onto the cars, and then the cars will lead out of the mine. And we finally get it up to the surface.
Wow. Hello! How did they get the iron ore off the walls? Well, they'd blast it out. Here's how they did it. They used a pneumatic drill like this, or compressed air. They drill big holes in it in the wall using a drill bit like this. This is a carbide tip on the drill, and that's hard enough to go through even rock. And once they get the hole, they take a stick of dynamite like this. They'd stick it in the hole and tamp it, bar into it, and then look out. They'd blast out all the iron ore. Hey, let's fire up this pneumatic drill and see how loud it is. That's pretty loud, isn't it? After the explosion, this is what you'd get, a big pile of iron ore. What the miners would do is use a big machine called a tugger that's got a big shovel on it. This shovel is called a scraper, and what they'd use it for is to scrape down all the iron ore into a big hole that's called a raise. Hi, this is the tugger. It's actually a big winch that the miners would use to draw up the scraper on cables and drag down all the iron ore. This is a net that would protect the tugger operator from rocks that may fly up and hit him. Hello up there. This big hole is called an iron ore raise. This is where all the iron ore drops down after it's been blasted off the wall. From here, an MCO loader loads it onto a Granby cart. What's an MCO loader? Let's go ask Jim and find out.
We use this here to load the ore cars themselves. You pull the train of ore cars in. And in fact, why don't you step on up here? I'll show you how this thing works.
Okay, this is where the operator would stand?
Stand right on top of that platform.
All right.
There's two levers. You got a lever up front there. That's going to control your bucket, raise and lower your bucket.
Okay.
So when you're ready to load up, you drop your bucket down. After your bucket goes down, if you pull on the second lever, pull that forward, your little car is going to go right slamming into the rock.
That sounds fun.
Fills your bucket up, then you can pull it back the other way, which is going to send you back this way really fast, and you'll hit the ore cars. When you hit the ore cars, your bucket's kind of on a rocking chair, so it's going to actually throw it up over the top of your head.
Right over your head, all that iron ore?
Right past your face, yep.
Oh.
Or let's go take a look at a Granby car.
Okay, what is a grandma car, Jim?
No, that's Granby car.
Oh.
Granby car we use to bring the ore back to shaft station from the ore body. That thing we just looked at, the MCO loader, would load these up then.
Oh, okay.
Once we get them up to shaft station, we take it up to the surface, and then they can crush it for the final run out to the steel mills out east.
If you'd like more information about iron ore mining, you can contact the Sudan Underground Mine State Park at 218-753-2245. Or for other kinds of mining, you can contact your local library, like I do. Now, what was it that Jim said about this rock wall? yeah, blasting area. Whew, that was a close one. We sure learned a lot about mining, like where not to stand. Anyway, thanks for coming. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.
Hey, if you'd like to write to me, Howard, or if you have comments or would like to see more videos like the one you just saw, write to this address.
Whoa! Come back here.
That got away. I'll catch another address. See ya.